This model kit review is of the Bolton Defiant, the Mark 1 and 2 versions, and it's by Classic Airframes. It is a 1/48 scale model, and this is made in Czech Republic. Unfortunately, they don't exist anymore, but there are a lot of kits still floating around. And I don't see any pictures of the finished model, but let's have a look inside. The Classic Airframes always used to have a lot of resin parts. So we'll have a look at this here. Well, the advantage of resin parts is they can make a lot of fine detail that you can't necessarily do with plastic, styrene plastic. Let's have a look here. First of all, here are our wings. We have recessed panel lines. No real rivet lines. There is a fair amount of mold lines here around the edges. That's easy to get rid of. Here you can see another example. Wheels look reasonable. Not really a lot of detail there. Here we have our nose. Looks like we have two different options for the Mark 1 or 2. Here's the air intake. We have our stabilizer, also with some mold lines there. Propeller options. You can see the two different shapes there. Air intake. Here are our exhausts, landing gear, and radiator. We have some detail on the inside of that cockpit. Let's have a look at the outside. Again, recessed panel lines, but no rivet lines. Here are the spinners. And some of the glass. It's a little opaque. Now we have a look at our other details here. So this has to be cut off. This is looking like this is our cockpit. These can't be glued with regular styrene glue. It has to be with super glue or some other glue that'll stick to it. And you can see it's very smooth, very well molded. Yeah, let's have a look at these details. And look at the inside here. This is, you can see the exceptional detail for these resin molds. This is probably for the inside of the cockpit. Here is also for the probably the back of the cockpit. Looks like that part snapped off. You can see the exceptional detail level, which is difficult to do with plastic. I mean, you can do that with plastic, but sometimes you can get better fine detail with the resin. Resin is difficult to work with though, because it's very hard and easy to snap with the inside of that wheel well. Very detailed, but these back parts have to be cut off and it produces that dust. Here's our chair. Looks like this part snapped off. And that part could have been made out of plastic. This looks like this must be for our landing lights. Look at that incredible detail there. So that is definitely one plus feature. Here are our decals, which are very nicely printed. Fair level of detail there. And let's have a look over here. So first of all, here's how to build. Here's the parts listing. We start off with the cockpit. There are two parts to the cockpit for the two airmen, one for the pilot and one for the guy behind. That gets put into the fuselage. The fuselage is put together, and the tail is put together, wings are put together. Then the nose is put together depending on which option you wanted to use. Here's the landing gear going together. And then so the radiator housing. Here's our painting and marking guide. And it's for the Navy from 1945. These are both, it's a Mark III and it's a Mark I. And then here are the decal guides. And there's another version from 1943. So all in all, this is a very detailed kit with a lot of really good parts here, but this will definitely be challenging.